the bounty hunters. The salvaged Axiom ride alone pays for the combat expenses, salvage work, and environmental restoration of the world by itself. Her accountant states, and Ambassador Silken nods. The situation on Mordenant is evolving and shifting at light speed now. The combat is over, which means it is now her battle to fight. Divine Leader Thread is now on maintaining order and organizing the salvage efforts on the remains of the Gestalt beast. Even with the Undaunted taking a portion as a trophy? She asks. Yes, the accountant states, and she nods. Very good. Divine Leader Thread will be pleased to hear this. Ambassador Silken states. There is an alert on her communicator. The 18th heir wishes to speak with her. She gestures for her accountant to be quiet during the next bit, and then activates a holographic recorder and projector as she rises from her seat. This way, the device given to the heir will view her standing up from it rather than just projecting her face. It shows her an outline of the 18th heir, who has apparently noticed the method of the call and has placed the device with the camera facing him as appropriate. Good afternoon. I believe that is the proper greeting for the light levels above, is it not? He asks, and she nods. Excellent. Could you please tell me just what you were doing above ground? The world shook. The sacred ancestors have budded en masse, and we are now dealing with a tripling of our population. What? It was before the shaking. The sacred ancestors all budded. Then as the world shook, they budded again. There are so many more of us now. We do not know what to do or why this has happened. A great monster was just chased out of its lair and then slain. The shaking of the world was the result of the monster being attacked with full force. Whatever this creature is, it sent a great wave of power that followed the waters, and the sacred ancestors all devoured it, drawing the power into themselves and causing the first of the two buddings. The 18th heir explains, and Ambassador Silken considers fast and hard. This would line up. The sacred ancestors only occasionally bud a new person off. But if something could effectively force feed them or provoke them into a mass budding, then... Has this happened before? She asks. Yes, however, we are still learning your measurements of time. I can tell you that the most recent was when I was still glowing bright. It was 3 1/4 shifting of the tides ago. And they shift once every 12 years. I think that was the term used. Something about 12 years for the world to tilt? How does an entire world tilt? I still do not understand it, but it matches with the timing of tide shifting, which we count time by. Yes, I understand that. You are nearly upon your 85th tide shifting, are you not? We are, although we had to count backwards after we began counting time to properly understand that. I will need to do some research, but I believe that the monster was in some way connected to this great budding, and perhaps other ones as well. What was this monster? I will not lie to you. The monster was the fault of the Empire. Long, long ago, longer than you or I have lived, longer perhaps than the Orhanas have existed, there was a dreadful mistake made by those who were powerful in the way of politics and wealth, and they treated those who were powerful in the ways of Axiom in a terrible manner. What grew from this mistake? 3 mighty adepts were banished to Mordenant. Then they vanished. We thought little of it beyond a lesson of foolish consequences coming to fools. But within the last day, a child, one we are both familiar with, began trying to unravel a great mystery called the Shimmering Sands, a terrible event where any town or peoples who stayed too long away from the waters that flow beneath the sands would find a storm falling upon them that would leave shining and shimmer sand all over it. Then after a day and a night, the wholeness of it would vanish, all people fully grown and all metal. Gone. Curious. It turns out that something had twisted those 3 adepts. They had become one thing and were creating things with the flesh and metal of their victims. Creating what? A great monster that was also a ship in a home. Merged the 3 were, but they were still at war with themselves, Ambassador Silken explains. Do you think that this monster may have provoked or upset the sacred ancestors? It may have, but I am no great scholar of Axiom use. I cannot say for certain for you call them. She says, you speak willingly of these shameful things, of mistakes that the Empire has made. Would it not be wiser to hide them? To present yourself as glorious and infallible? I was told many times by Emerald Shell that the Empire is a glorious shining star among a tapestry of darkness. Emerald Shell was trying to manipulate you to try and elevate her own position. Yet if you and yours value integrity so much, value honesty and fair dealing so highly, why would she think any level of deception would be accepted? Because things are always far more complicated than we wish them to be. The Empire extols and nigh worships the self. Your pardon, but what is this word extol? It means to praise highly. If you extol a mighty warrior's combat skill, they will likely be flattered. I see, thank you for the explanation, and I apologize for interrupting, he says, and she nods. Now, Emerald Shell thought herself smarter than she was, believing that by the time her great deception could be discovered, she could cover herself in so much glory as to be untouchable by the whispers of her wretched behavior. Ambassador Silken remarks before considering, "Do you have food enough to care for the newly budded children? For all the new mouths to feed?" "We do not. We will starve to feed even half," he says solemnly. "You and they will not starve, nor will you be without room or home to call your own. You are of the Empire now. You will be taken care of." "Thank you, honored ambassador. I will spread the good news to my people. There will be much relief to be had for such news. We are summoning teachers and builders as well. Beyond food, clothing, and tools of learning, is there anything more you need? Merely time to learn more of you and from you. The generosity you are showing is beyond a mere blessing and approaching the benevolence of miracles," the 18th heir says with a grateful bow. "It is the duty and privilege of the Empire to protect, provide for, and advance its peoples." "Thank you. Merely my duties. Now these additional foodstuffs will take a few days to arrive. Will you have enough before then? We have a substitute food that, while filling and nutritious, is not the best tasting. It is for emergency situations. I think it would be best if we started using that to alleviate the great hunger that is already rumbling through our peoples. The young are often ravenous, and rightly so, as they need to grow a great deal. We will survive if we must wait a few days. But they will not be comfortable, and the vast majority, if not all, of our tamed beasts will have to be butchered for food." The 18th heir answers, and she nods. "We have you. You are imperial citizens. You will be cared for." "And what is it that has you running up to me in an excited manner rather than using a communicator like a normal woman?" Divine Leader Thread asks as one of her aides downright sprints up to her. The woman begins, and Thread scans her uniform quickly. Low-ranking, likely new at this. What is that human expression? Greener than grass? The Mordonan equivalent was a still wet with dew. Catch your breath, stand up straight, and deliver your report like a dignified officer. Thread tells the least highest of the Divine Order of Command, the training rank of new officers. "We've cut out strange bits of technology from the corpse of the monster. Pyramids, 3 of them. Each one giving out axiom signals that tell standard scanners that there's a large number of people there." "Ah, you found the bait," Divine Leader Thread notes. "The bait?" "Our little tracker and hunter from the Chainbreaker used those 3 objects to try and lure out the shimmering sands. He succeeded beyond his wildest dreams and used the signal to send drones over. He eventually caught the attention of the controlling mind, and it pulled him through, which led to the bit of excitement we just got through," she explains. "Oh, so inform the Chainbreaker that we've recovered their pyramids. Offer to buy them off them for double the material price on the standard market." "Certainly, Divine Leader Thread, but may I ask why?" "A kill this grand of a foe this dangerous. It deserves a tribute, so it may be learned from. The remains of the controlling mind in these bait pyramids will be a part of the tribute. A proper grave for the gestalted adepts in the tools used in their destruction." "Does that include the recovered ammunition? The rods from God?" "The tritite-coated tungsten will be a part of it." "Yes, all of it will be bought at double material value, and the names of the Chainbreaker crew will be included with the names of our on-the-ground warriors and the ships used in fighting the abomination," Divine Leader Thread says. "What world, milady?" "All 3 were born on Galeth. We have a military academy there already. It will serve as both a perfect grave and monument to them. Let their spirits rest peacefully. They are not forgotten, and while they are not forgiven, they are going to be remembered. and serve as an example for others to come. Both their tragedy and the triumphant power they showed. It takes a truly exceptional level of power to shrug off orbital bombardment with the grace and ease they showed. Divine Leader Thread says, It sounds almost like you admire the monster. My only regret about this entire chain of events is that the head is too large to fit upon my trophy rack. The fight was glorious, the victory well-earned, and we have gotten several very, very good looks into the Undaunted and the Chainbreaker as it happened. And what do you think, milady? I think that would be extremely unwise to make enemies out of them. Not only have they developed armor that makes their soldiers nigh completely undetectable to sensors and senses in general, but they are extremely protective of their own and unafraid to call in brutally powerful attacks onto their own person. They even have proper terms for it, called dangerous close or danger close. What does it mean specifically? It means that they're firing into an area with an ally or friendly force within the burst radius of the weapon. Humans are rather fond of explosions, it seems, and are aware of the danger. Divine Leader Thread states with a grin. They have specific terms for it. What does that tell you about human ferocity? That they're an apex species, ma'am? Despite having little in the way of claws, fangs, armor, and nothing in the way of axiom defenses. Precisely. So ferocious that they keep perfect pace with canadors that stand twice as tall and 8 times as heavy. So fierce that the Apuk have fallen in love with them on a cultural level. So capable that a Zedin Grand Matriarch has chosen a human to groom into a Grand Patriarch. A very poor enemy, to have to say the least. But a powerful ally. Precisely. Humans are new to the galaxy. We have an opportunity here, perhaps not as clear as the Canadors, Apuk, and other races that they get along so well with. But if we make room for them at our table, they will charge wild animals to keep it standing. Divine Leader Thread says, I will be sending my full recommendation for a military alliance with the Undaunted and to treat human-born policies with careful consideration in the future. The armor has proven them intelligent and industrious. The sheer battle prowess has proven them strong and capable. The fact we encountered each other when they reported criminal activity to us means they are willing and able to abide by our laws. It sounds like you want human troops. I've just finished watching the combat footage from their perspective. In particular, the eye of their leader, Captain Schmidt. It is capable of recording, and he used it to show us everything from his perspective. The man is brutally strong and fearless. If he or anyone like him wants to fight for the Empire, then I will welcome him to do it. It also helps that they're easy on the eyes. They're downright luxurious on every sense I have, Divine Leader Thread says, leaning in, and the young officer finally relaxes. Then she leans back, and they're both in proper formal positions again. Except this time, the little Andinus seems to be standing more naturally, despite being in the same proper pose. Thread nods at the sight. Good. Her command crew is learning and growing. Even the juniors are doing well.